Last week, I traveled to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I went to the favelas. Now, right before I even went to these favelas, everybody was telling me, don't go, it's so dangerous. They literally shoot people they don't know on the spot. You don't speak Portuguese, just giving me every reason not to go. But I still went. So the day before I even left to Brazil, I went onto reddit.com and I searched up tour guides Rio de Janeiro. So I found this one guy, his name was Paulo. I DM'd him and I said, hey, look, I want to go to the biggest favela in Brazil and I want you to show it to me. And he said, okay, I can take you to the biggest favela in Rio and we'll go. So we ended up arriving there at the favela and he said, look, I cannot just take you alone. I need to enter this favela with someone who lives there. So I have a friend who lives there. He's going to be the tour guide. We're going to need to pay him a little extra because he actually lives there and he can be the one to protect us. So I said, okay, fine. I enter these favelas and right off the bat, I could tell these people were not living well. There were electricity wires all above my head, right? Just thousands of electricity wires going through the entire favela. The houses were made out of brick, cinder block. They were kind of falling apart. It looked like a very dangerous place. Then we walked up to the houses in the favelas. And as soon as we got there, I saw the first person I saw looked at me. He smiled, shook my hand. Next person I looked at, smiled, shook my hand. And then I was like, what's going on here? I thought this was gonna be, some dangerous expedition. I keep walking and walking and walking and walking. Everyone's welcoming me. Everyone wants to show me around. Everyone's saying hello. And that's when I started to realize that, look, all this stuff you hear in the news about these favelas, the barrios in Colombia, wherever you're talking about.
One of Brazil's most powerful crime gangs, responsible for more than 80% of the shootings in Rio.
Armored military vehicle entered the favela.
Sure, I'm sure there's some level of danger to it. I'm not denying that. But you need to be able to look past that and go into these areas because not everybody's a bad person. Not everybody's a dangerous person. There's just some people who are a little less fortunate and the favelas is their home and that's where they have to grow up. And guess what? I went in there and everybody was just so welcoming to me. Now, don't get me wrong, there were dangerous instances. In fact, there was a moment when I was walking and our tour guide said, look, the moment I tell you to stop recording with your camera, put the camera away. There are certain areas in this favela where they are not okay with filming. And I said, okay, fine. So we started walking, and we were filming. And then all of a sudden I hear some guy screaming. And it was this guy who showed up. He had a machine gun. Here, you can see the clip. As you can see in this clip, he literally pulled out a machine gun and he's yelling at us, telling us to get out, to not record. And that's where things actually did get a little sketchy. So then after the guy with the machine gun let us go, we started walking and we found another guy in his home right there in the favelas. And he said, okay, you can come into my home. So we basically stayed in this guy's home for about 5 to 10 minutes till the whole situation cooled down, till things got, more calm. He was super nice, allowed us to see his home. Here, you can even see the video. This is the inside of his home. It was nice. He had some beautiful birds. The entire experience was just very pleasant. It was nice to see. Even his view was amazing. And then we ended up coming out. Then after we walked out, continued to walk in the favelas, like no problems, right? Then after we got out of the homes of the favelas, we got onto the streets. And when we were on the streets, went into the restaurants there. It was super nice. Everyone was just super welcoming to me. The food itself was so cheap as well. We went into, so Brazil, if you don't know, is really famous for meat, for steak, right? Brazilian steak is world famous. So I walk into this one restaurant and it's literally all you can eat steak, all you can eat food with this beautiful buffet. And it literally costs $7. $7 for all you can eat for the highest quality meat that you will not find that anywhere else in the world. So ate there, they sat down with me, we chatted, they invited me, they were like, try this one, try this food. And they were just so happy that I was there. And then after the restaurant, I walked out and there was 3 guys on motorbikes saying, hey, we can show you around our entire favela, hop on our motorbikes. So I literally hop on these guys' motorbikes and he starts zooming through the entire favela and we're filming the entire thing. I'm literally sitting there with my GoPro filming the entire thing. And I said, is it okay to film? And he said, look, there's gonna be an area I'm gonna tell you not to film, put your camera away. And then there's other areas, totally fine. And the areas I was filming, great. Now, don't get me wrong. We turned into some side streets and I saw some things that I will never forget. I literally saw 13-year-old kids, like young kids. They had their shirt off. They had guns that were literally up to their necks, machine guns. And they were just selling drugs on the table. Now, I'll tell you, that was honestly sad, but I don't look at it like, oh, this is super dangerous, stay away from these people. I almost looked at it like, this is the sad reality of poverty, right? When you don't have opportunity, when you don't have, opportunity to go and chase your dreams, this is what people get stuck into, and they have to resort to doing these things to making money. And again, while I don't agree with it, it's important to see these things. It's important to see both sides, because after I left the favelas, that's when, I went on my regular tour. We went to all these fancy restaurants. I went to the steakhouse. I went to the Copacabana beach. I went to, beach club. I went to all these places, which were great. But truthfully, if those were the only places I went to when I came to Brazil, were just those nice areas, I wouldn't have experienced Brazil for what it really was, for what the experience truly, truly was. So I'm telling you to do the same. Look, it might sound like crazy advice, but if you get the opportunity and the privilege to travel, make sure you travel to dangerous and poorer places, because I promise you, number one, they're not going to be as dangerous as you think, and number two, those are the local people you want to talk to. Those are the local people you want to spend your money with. Those are the local people you want to get to know, because those people, I'm telling you, because I've been to the barrios of Colombia, I know people who live there. Those people have such love for each other. They may not have money, but they have such love and connection. Every neighbor knows each other. The family is well connected. They pool resources together. And when you really commit to each other at that level, you'll experience a deeper sense of love that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Like, I'm from Canada. I see it. People are way more individualistic. Sure, there's more economic opportunity. And I'm not saying I would trade my life for any of theirs. Never, right? But I look at them and I don't look at them as a lost cause. I look at them as they have many things that I wish I had, right? I wish that the love they have for each other, the community, all of that deepness of that community is something I want in my life. And it's something I'm going to continue to work to build in my life. So while you hear all this crazy stuff on the news about these dangerous places, forget about it. Go and find someone who lives in that area. Don't go alone. Go with someone who lives in the area. Get them to show you around, meet with the people, eat with the people, spend time. It will open your mind to a whole new level. And that's what I'm going to continue to dedicate this YouTube channel to. I'm going to continue to travel to these places and show you both sides. I'm going to show you the good side so you can get, excited about all the fun things you're going to do. And I'm going to show you the other sides too, where people have less money, but they still make it work. And I'm going to show you all that on this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to continue to travel the world. I'm going to continue to take you all around with me, so you can experience the world through my camera. So with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.